Today's lesson is all about the phrase hace que in Spanish, and it has to do with time. So if we're talking in the present tense, we can use the phrase hace que to describe how long something has been happening. And if we use it in the past tense, we can describe how long ago something happened. So we're going to talk about both of those examples, but first I want to cover 4 vocabulary words, they're all verbs, to help us with the practice sentences. So the first one, hablar, we know that that means to talk. Vivir, to live. Leer, to read. And escuchar, to listen. So we're going to use these 4 verbs in our practice sentences. And with this phrase, I think the easiest thing to do is just see a lot of examples and see how it works in sentences. So first, talking in the present tense, we're going to talk about how long something has been happening. So if someone walks into a room and they see that you're reading a book and they say, "Oh, how long have you been reading that book?" "Oh, a few hours." All right, that's the type of situation that we're using this. So for the first one, ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que vives en tu casa? How long have you been living in your house? All right. Now, a good rule of thumb is if hace que is in the question, hace que needs to be in the answer. Like so. The only difference is that the 2 words aren't together. We actually insert the amount of time in between. Hace 2 años que vivo en mi casa. You'll notice I pointed out 3 things. 1, the red arrow is the amount of time. The purple arrow is changing the verb to the yo form, vivo, and then me because it's your house. You don't want to answer with your house. You want to answer with my house. So I have lived in my house for 2 years. Let's try another example. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que hablas español? How long have you been speaking Spanish? Hace 5 años que hablo español. So again, I inserted the amount of time, 5 años, and I changed the verb to the yo form because I'm talking about myself. I have been speaking Spanish for 5 years. Another example. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que lees el libro de español? How long have you been reading the Spanish book? Hace 5 minutos que leo el libro de español. Okay. I've been reading the book for 5 minutes, 5 minutos, and again I changed the verb lees to leo. I have been reading the Spanish book for 5 minutes. Last example with this one. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que escuchas esta canción? How long have you been listening to this song? We all have that favorite song that we've put on repeat before. Hace 3 horas que escucho esta canción. All right, it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I have been listening to this song for 3 hours. 3 horas. And again, the verb escuchas changes to escucho because you're talking about yourself. I've been listening to this song for 3 hours. All right, so those are examples of when it is in the present tense. All right, if the question is in the present tense, then the answer should be in the present tense. The other way we can use hace que is in the past tense. So how long ago something happened. So let's do some examples with those. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que viviste en California? So how long ago did you live in California? You'll notice the verb viviste is in the past. So we should answer in the past. Hace 5 años que viví en California, right? Same way with the present tense, I put in the amount of time, 5 años, and I changed the verb to the yo form, but in the past. So this sentence says, I lived in California 5 years ago, or another way to say it, it's been 5 years since I lived in California. Let's try another example. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que hablaste a tu amiga? How long has it been since you talked to your friend? So notice hablaste is in the past tense, so we want to answer in the past tense. Hace una semana que hablé a mi amiga. So I put in the amount of time. It's been a week. I put the verb in the yo form, hablé. And then again, just a quick reminder, make sure you change your friend to my friend. I talked to my friend a week ago, or it's been a week since I talked to my friend. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que leíste el libro de ciencias? How long has it been since you've read your science book? Hace 4 semanas que leí el libro de ciencias. So it's been 4 weeks, 4 semanas, and leíste becomes leí. It's been 4 weeks since I read my science book, or I read my science book 4 weeks ago. All right, last example with the past tense. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que escuchaste la lluvia? How long has it been since you've listened to the rain? Hace 2 días que escuché la lluvia. So it's been 2 days since I listened, escuché. I listened to the rain 2 days ago. It's been 2 days since I listened to the rain. Okay, so a couple of hints. I will tell you in this course, your tests, most of the questions that talk about hace que ask you to actually write the sentence. So it's not multiple choice, it's not true, false. You are writing these sentences. And I've noticed a couple of common mistakes, so I wanted to give some hints to hopefully help you out and help you not make those mistakes. So the first one is, if hace que is in the question, make sure hace plus the amount of time, que is somewhere in the answer. Because if it's not, some points will be off. It will be wrong in some way. Another thing, if the verb is in the present tense in the question, make sure you answer in the present tense. Same goes if the verb is in the past tense, or preterite, in the question, make sure you are answering in the past tense. And the last thing, it's a little thing, make sure to change your to my. So if it asks about your mom, or your book, or your house, make sure in the answer you're changing it to my mom, my book, my house. All right, so I hope that this clears up some stuff about hace que. Adios.